How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Mountaintop. I am your host, Big Panda, and today's guest is Eduardo Torres.
I prefer ET.
Oh, ET. All right, that's hella dope. Well, today my guest, ET, me and him, we go way back, all the way back to elementary school. We actually met each other probably like what grade? Like second?
I think it was third grade, if I can remember right.
Yeah, third grade. I remember that we had that big woman, Martha Torres. You remember her?
Oh yeah, who can forget about that one?
Yeah, she always loved to give me detention every single day, but I don't know. I think I was her favorite.
Oh yeah, what makes you say that?
Well, because every single day she would just like pay attention to me no matter what. She would always just stare at me and give me love notes that would always say, "Your son's being a real disobedient."
Hmm. I see.
Well, yeah. So me and ET, oh, we go way back, and it's crazy because nowadays that a lot of people from elementary school doesn't even like become stay friends for a very long time, but for some reason. We got back together, you know. I think Destiny wanted us to be homies for good, you know.
Yeah, it's been a good couple of years, but more to come. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I feel you, bro. And like we always go hit up them San Jose earthquake games,
Yeah.
bro. We always get a brew.
Yes, sir. You already know. Halftime, meet me at the bar.
Exactly. So, have you ever, speaking of like bars or like anything else, have you ever like had any troubles out at them, or do you have any like stories you want to tell the listeners?
Well, no, I could say that my experience at bars has been pretty chill, and just go in, have a couple of drinks, feel tipsy, come out, call it a day.
I feel you. I feel you. I always sometimes I need like a couple of brews just to chill and relax. Sometimes I even blaze it. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's good to give yourself a little break from time to time and chill out and relax.
Oh, I feel you. But you know that it's kind of crazy that sometimes just by kicking it at bars, there always has to be that idiot that always kind of want to mess up your vibe. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, there's always that idiot that wants to act like he's all high and mighty, but at the end of the night, when your night was better than his and he sees you leaving with that chick he wanted, then it was all worth it, man. Those people, they gotta get control of themselves and just chill out because you're out to have a good time, not to fight anybody or start any funk. You know what I mean?
I feel you, dude. I feel you. So people, that's what the bars are for. Don't be that idiot that always wants to start shit with other people, because nobody wants to like have that story saying that, hey man, I beat up this one idiot that like started like stepping up because he got tipsy. Doesn't matter if he's tipsy, I still fucked him up.
Well, there is times where you do want to like just punch someone in the face or whatever, but you just gotta have self control because, like I say, you go out to have fun, not to start anything with anyone.
I feel you. I feel you. But that's yeah, that's some stuff that people need to know.
Yeah, but
Yeah. So right, also that I have ET. You know that he also coaches high school soccer over there at Thomas Downey High. Is that correct?
yes, that is correct.
Yeah, he coaches for the Downey Knights, and those guys are. I don't know. Would you consider them as like a threat to any other schools here in the Central Valley?
Yeah, I could say that we compete against good schools, and whenever other schools hear our name, like they do, give us that respect because throughout the years well, before me, even like they have earned the right for people and other schools to say, oh, okay, we're playing Downey, we got to be careful, because we do compete. We may not have the best players, but we make it work. And in the end of the day, we leave that name up there, Downey.
I do understand about that. I also know that you also played for the Downey Knights as well,
Yes, I did.
and that was in like 2009, right?
2008 2009 season.
Okay, okay. And also that you guys won their your conference, like your own
Yes,
league.
we won that league, but we had an amazing team with excellent players. You know, even though it was just high school, but you know those guys made you feel like you were playing with the pros, and
Yeah.
that year was a good one for us because both varsity and JV won the league titles, and you know our JV did it undefeated, but our varsity had 30 years since they had won their last title, and we broke that. And you know after that, the years got better and better.
That's actually pretty cool, you know, knowing that you won your own league. I know that a lot of like senior kids, and a lot of junior students also want to try and succeed after they graduate from high school. They actually want to accomplish something. They want to accomplish a goal, and that goal is to win their own league title. And that's actually pretty cool that you were a senior, right?
Yes, I
You
was a
were,
senior.
yeah, you were a senior, and you won your own. Like you can actually have the right to say, "Hey, I'm actually a conference champion."
Yes, it feels good.
Yeah, so that's actually a good inspiration for like some of the youngsters out there. And how is your team? Like, you do you coach JV or varsity?
I am currently the JV coach.
JV coach.
Yes.
And are the JV kids like really good, or like are they still like trying to deal with you or something?
No, the players are they're good players. It's just you know it takes time to adapt to the style that we want to play, and throughout you know the preseason, that's when you do tests and you have games to know if the style you're gonna play is goes with the players you have. Because if the style that you want to play doesn't go with the players you have, then you gotta switch the style to go with the players you have. And you know you I could say that you both as the coach has to adapt to the players, and the players have to adapt to what the coach wants. And when there's a good mix of that, then you start seeing good results. And sometimes it takes more time than other times, but you know through the end of the season, if you practice it long enough, you can see your style in the team as how they play.
That's actually pretty cool. And do you use some of the drills that they used on you during your time playing at Downey?
Yes, I do, but I have modernized them to be a little bit better and more funner.
That's cool. That's actually cool. And you're just a single coach. Do you have any like any co?
I had an assistant once, but then he only lasted me a year and a half, and after that, things got hard, so
Yeah.
we had to go our separate ways. But the full year he helped me, we won the league undefeated. So you know, he was good help. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, he always backed me up. We were always on the same page. So we always had good chemistry, but I know things happen, and you know, you just have to move on.
And how was your the latest season that you had?
Well, this last season was a little bit challenging, a little bit harder because we have now synced with Turlock and Pittman, and we dropped Johansson, Bayer, and Davis from our league, and so our league got more competitive. And you know, you just it's about being on toes. It's about wanting it more, and you know, it's more competitive than it has ever been. So we did good. We got fourth place overall, but I know we could have done better. But again, we had a core group of freshmen, so they didn't know what they were about to encounter. And you know that always happens when your team is mostly, if they're mostly freshmen, then they gotta adapt. But if they're mostly sophomore, then they already know what it's about, and things are easier for you, you know. And well, the freshmen, it took them a little bit of time to adapt, but once they adapt, we looked good out there and we competed.
That's all right. All right, that's what's up. Well, I know that so many like I've seen that several soccer teams out here in the Central Valley. I know that some in Northern California are actually pretty tough. I've noticed also that where I'm at over there in Calaveras County, the biggest threat there is known as Linden, and my brother he plays soccer as well. He's a defensive. He's a stopper. He's a stopper. I'm sorry. He's a stopper, and I told him that those kids are really good. You know, those guys are
Yes, they are.
pretty tough, and I also live in a little hick county, and it's all like I feel like football is like a religion over there. A lot of people would like their kids to play football. I had actually when I was coaching. I'm still coaching over there at
Oh yeah,
at
soccer.
Murphy's at Phoenix
Soccer. You
Park.
coach soccer.
What?
You coaching soccer?
I do coach
Oh,
soccer.
okay,
I
good.
coach for the FC Gold team.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Right now, our season is about to start in the end of July.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see that, to see my boys play again.
Yeah, right now we're in the current season with my outdoor team called Independiente. So
Oh,
we're doing pretty cool too. You know,
nice.
it's every Sunday. You know, go out there, have fun, see the boys,
Yeah,
yell a little.
yeah. Yeah, I always keep yelling at my boys all the time. I'm always like, you like fucked up. Sometimes I actually yell them right in front of their parents, but sometimes they need discipline.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they some kids do. But you know, there's also ways to talk to them so that way you can transmit what
Oh
you want
yeah.
to them and they can do what you want and everybody can be happy.
Oh, I wanted to ask you another question. Do you have a good bond with your team?
Yes, I do. I try to let them know that I'm their friend, but there's also, you know, there's a time to have fun and a time where we need to be serious and, you know, they like it and I like it too. So, you know, you got to have that bond because at the end of the day, you may not see it and others may not see it this way, but when you coach young teenagers, you're a father figure to them at the end of the day as well as a coach. So you gotta have that good bond with them, man,
For sure, dude. I feel you.
because you know you're a family, a
Yeah.
team, and a family.
That's actually correct for a lot of you listeners out there. You know, when even if you're in a semi-professional, doesn't matter if you're semi-high school or just in a little small soccer team, football team. You guys are a family out there. You guys always have to have each other's backs. You
Yes,
know,
yes,
you also always have to communicate with each other, and that's the biggest thing I talked with my team sometimes, that they don't actually communicate. They're always saying to each other, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me, and that's something I don't want to hear. I want to hear like man on, or like center it, or be, and like you have a free field. They're always
yes, yeah.
asking for the ball.
If you have that good communication out there, things become much easier, and the flow of the game for your team becomes much better, and
Yeah.
they actually do what they need to do.
Yep. And well, we got a little sidetracked, but I know that that a lot of people, that where I live, football is a real religion out there.
I like how
And
you say it. You
well,
sound like the water boy.
that's where I got it from.
I know you did. I know you did.
But it's just that like nobody ever respects our football, you know, or football, because over there they always call it like a sissy sport. So it's like it's not a sissy sport. I know that one of the greatest players out there around, like in the around the world, are training 24/7. They are going crazy. They actually have to be in a specific diet. They actually have to train from 12 in the morning until 12 at midnight. It's crazy, and
Well,
just to
it's
like
about discipline more than anything. You gotta have discipline. Without discipline, you won't go nowhere.
exactly.
And not just in soccer, in life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel you, because I know that we, like as youngsters, we have always had like discipline, and we always trying to achieve our goals, and we always had bumps out there in
Yeah,
trying to
but
achieve
those
our
bumps are
goals.
for you to overcome them and become stronger and greater and better.
I feel you, bro. And I was also gonna ask you for another thing about yeah. So I over there, they just don't know how bad soccer players are. Up in where I live at, they always think that football is better than soccer. I just have to tell them that. Come on, dude. Why don't you run in the field for 2 hours and tell me you're not tired? You know. And it's just complicated. It's just not. It's not complicated. It's very irritating that a lot of people say that shit. And but I'm actually proud to say that I love football. I love soccer, and I'm glad that I actually have kids up there telling me that, hey, I want to play. I can't wait for you to coach, because they're also telling me, hey, I want you to coach JV, and I'm all like,
Do it, bro. Go
that
for it. It's
it's an
fun.
honor,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
worth it.
I'm
It's
actually, it's an
worth it.
honor to like have
Yeah.
like a couple of kids right there telling me, hey, I want you to coach. All right, bro, I'm gonna
Hey,
go
do
over
it,
there.
man.
So I just got a call from the coach I help out to the sorry, I got a little sidetracked.
Oh, it's fine.
I
It's
got
fine.
I got I got called up by the other coach, and they said, I need you as assistant coach as a JV at Bret Hart High School. And I said, you know what, screw it, because I really got a bond with these kids. These kids actually like me. They actually begged me for me to like go and help them out last year, but I told them I can't because of my weak ass job. But you know what, I'm down.
Are you gonna do it this year then?
I'm believing doing this
All
year.
right, do it.
You
Do it,
know
man.
what?
Good luck.
Thanks, bro. Maybe one day, Bret Hart versus Thomas Downey. I don't know,
Yes,
man.
in the future.
I like the sound
Yeah.
of that. That's actually pretty good. And do you ever give like your players any health tips, or do you ever tell?
Yes, I do, and there you can tell who really picks them up and who doesn't, even though they think they can fool you. But you just by how they do things out there in the practice grounds, you can tell who takes the tips and who doesn't.
How can you tell just by looking at it? Is it because of the way they run, or is it?
Yes, and certain drills that you do that you know if they were taking your tips, they would be more, or they would do them a little bit better. But it's you can just tell like you can see the player, and if you know the player, you know what he's doing or what they're not doing is right or wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I do understand about that. It's because I know that a lot of some of my other players, I had a lot of players already dropping. I've actually had one player that moved to Georgia, and he was actually one of my best goalkeepers. But every single time, I couldn't hate on him because he was a really good goalkeeper. But every single time when he never showed up, I always heard his excuse was playing Fortnite. I was just, God
Well,
damn
you should have
it.
cut that guy right away, man.
I just think that I've seen that a lot of our youngsters are just down, just looking at us, like right behind the screen, just staring at it. And when it really irritates me every time I have to hear that my soccer players are just like playing at home, playing Fortnite. I even had one kid that actually did not show up to the game, a very important game, because he was playing Fortnite. And I said, you know what, that is fucking bullshit.
Is he still playing on your team?
Oh yeah, he is playing my team, but I always
Then
tell him, "Hey man, I need you to do some drills for me real quick."
does he?
Yeah, he does them. I make him do them.
Is he
I
one of
tell
your best players or?
he is one of my best
Uh,
players. He's one of my strikers too.
well, you gotta put him up to the side and have that talk with him and tell him
I tell him.
what's
I tell him that a lot.
to.
I tell him that a lot. It's crazy. It's like it's just very irritating just to have some of these players uh, just just not taking the game seriously. And I know
Well,
that
again, they're young.
yeah,
They're
well
young.
they are young, but it kind of sucks when I actually have to hear that all the time that they're not going to go to the game or they're not going to go to practice just to play video games. It's just irritating. And if like I you already know that my younger brother, he wants to play professional. I tell
Yeah,
him that
I know that.
it's going to be hard, but you can actually do it.
Yeah, you
I
can.
actually
Yes.
believe in you. All you have to the only person that's going to stop you is you.
Yes, sir. Yes. 100%.
you know and it's just yeah, it really grinds my gears just to know
Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a while either.
that
But I heard it the other day on Family Guy. Huh?
yeah, that's where I got it too.
Yes, Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm changing the name from the mountaintop to grinding my gear.
No, just Mountaintop is good. It's good.
No, I like it because I say this every single time in the show. Like, we can say whatever we want because we're on top of we're on top, and the haters are always at the bottom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll always enjoy that. Well, that's actually pretty cool that you help out your kids. You try and teach them as well. You have a good bond with them. You give them some health tips. And what do you do with the guys that don't follow your health tips out there? You just make them run, or you just tell them, "Hey, you're not playing."
No, I mean, our job as coaches is even if you have those guys that are not gonna give it 100%, you still gotta have them around because they're part of the team. But the consequences of that is less playing time and not having a starting position. And to some guys, that means a lot. So once they start seeing that you're doing that to them, they start magically stepping it up and things become more competitive. But that's what you need. You need to have a competitive team if you want to compete.
That's actually pretty true. And do some of the players like their positions that you give them, or do they actually have to earn their position?
They like the position that I give them, but I always try to have two or three per position, so that way every position, someone is two and three people are competing for it, and that brings the best out of all the players.
That's actually good. That's actually good. And all right. So, have you ever had like a very like adrenaline, like your adrenaline is just going very intense at a game? Have you ever had one of those? Because for me, I actually had when we were playing up against Davis, that we were tied 1-1, and it was almost the end of the game, and then we had the ball the entire time, and we were just shooting, but we missed. But my adrenaline was just like, it was just going pretty high. Have you ever had those type of
Yes,
experience?
yes, I have, and those are good. Those are good, and they're more felt better if you do get the win in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, even if you just get that tie, you're good too. But when you lose, those just they suck because you lost, you're worn out, you you just feel bad. But I mean, having that adrenaline, it's good because that shows your passion for the game.
Exactly. And have you ever had, and also like, which game was actually the most you're proud of from your boys? You know, which game was like the one that you thought that, oh man, we're gonna go up against this school. Hopefully we win, and in the end you actually did win. Do you have any like any stories on that one, or do you?
Yes, I do, but it goes back to 3 years ago when we won the championship. The first round against Enox, we started playing that game asleep, and in halftime they were beating us 4-1, and that was halftime. But I told my players in the half that we could come back, and then in the halftime, we scored the second one right away. Once the ref blew to for the second half to start, right away we scored. But right away after that, we got a red card from one of our offensive players, and we played. It was 4-2. We were 10 man. One man, got ejected, and we right away we held our ground, and we fixed our positioning, and we were just pressing high and looking for rebounds, and we got one, and it was 4-3. And then after that, towards the end, like maybe 13 minutes left, there was a corner kick, and there was a good cross. My defender went up, headed it, and the ball hit the post and went in, and we were 4-4. And Enox thought they had us, but we stunned them, and with 4-4, being one man down, we tied in them, and in the second time we faced them, the second round, we had the same thing happen to us, but with this time when it happened to us, and it was actually the same player that got a red again, which was kind of dumb mistake, but it happens. They're young, but we were winning 1-0 when that happened, and then with one less man, we just held our ground, and in the end, we had a penalty kick which we missed, so that would have been 2-0, but. The same guy that missed it made up because in the end, in a counterattack, we made it 2-0 and we beat them.
Nice. See,
So
see some of those things that I noticed that a lot of that sorry I know that sometimes a lot of us we always get into the odds. You know, we always lose, but we always have to try and pick ourselves up. We know that we can beat them, and that's what you guys did with Enox. You guys tied up the game 4-4 right there,
Yes.
and like again the odds hit you
Yes.
when they had to eject one of your players. See, that's actually believing in yourself, and that's actually something that people need to do. You know, people actually need to know that because they're bigger and they're stronger and they're faster doesn't mean anything. It just means that you can actually beat them. You can beat them with just your intelligence, and that's actually pretty cool that you guys stunned them.
Yes, we did. We did it twice.
See, and I know that several players and several athletes always think about themselves that like, oh, you know what, they're beating us already, and we can't do anything about it. So might as well just let them keep scoring, and then just letting them. That's not an option in our type of sport right there.
No.
Because when we're
Never
losing,
give up. You can never give up.
exactly, because they're not gonna stop. They're just gonna humiliate. And what sucks is that score is for life.
Yeah.
You know, I noticed that when I played football over there at Bret Hart, I would always remember that we lost against Calaveras 17-0, and it sucked. And it sucked for me to know that because I wanted to beat them. And was there any like high school team that you lost that will like haunt you?
No, but I don't look at losing as haunting. I look at it as losing as a learning experience because sometimes you do need a little loss to learn and get better and know what you're lacking and know where your mistakes are at. Because if you're just winning, 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 and everything seems perfect, then you're never gonna know what you need to work on more to get better. And losing is part of the game as well. So losing cannot haunt you. It should teach you, and you should learn from it.
Yeah. See, if somebody ever said that to me, like, oh, when did I graduated? Yeah, if somebody said that to me 10 years ago, I wouldn't mind fucking like carrying that Calaveras beat us. But nobody ever said that. Everybody just said, "Damn, bro, we lost, man. We suck." But it's the past. It's just the
Yeah, you
past.
gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go, man.
And all right, so let's go back to you as you played over there at Thomas Downey as what position did you play?
I would either play left, middle, or forward.
Forward.
Yes.
How many goal have you ever like scored any goals
Yes,
with?
I scored one goal, my only goal of the season. But since it was my only year that I tried out, I was mostly a sub. But the
Yeah.
experience was good,
What
and
which I know that you guys have like several rivals. I know you guys had Modesto High, and the other one was Johansson.
yeah, those were the two toughest rivals we had back then in 08, 09.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, I seen those guys overalls back in the day, and those guys were insane. And what? How was your experience going up against crazy teams like that?
Well, it just my experience was good, and it made me put my best self out there as a player and just give it all I had, and it made me a better player as well.
See, I noticed that for us, we actually had a pretty tough team going up against Calaveras, and we also played Central Valley here over there in series, but those guys were actually pretty good. But I remember that we almost beat Central Valley. And if you ever have you ever had like any encounters with other players? Have they ever talked smack? Because I know that I've had several friends that played football over there in Bret Hart during the time I was playing American football. That they always encountered with some of the other players in Linden. Have you ever had an encounter with
And
other
and a
players?
player in an opposing team?
Yeah.
No, I don't give nobody a reason, or I don't do anything for that to happen, and
So
I
you let
just
your
do my job. I go
yeah. So
coach
you
and
let your
I take care of my team and do what I gotta do with my team.
so
I don't
you
have time to worry about other players
so
from
you
other
let your
teams.
you do all your talking on the field, and
Yes, yes.
that's basically what you're. Yeah. See, because I know that a lot of I've seen a lot of conflicts going down in the soccer field. I know that I've seen several of the girls always just they go crazy. The girl soccer teams they're just fucking
The high
insane.
school girls or the
Yeah,
oh yeah they do they're yeah
they're brutal. I'm just like, damn, bro. When
it's
did I?
intense. It's an intense game.
Yeah, I feel like I was at a wrestling event that day. I know.
Well, when you play it with passion, you gotta go all out, and
Yeah,
that's what happens.
yeah. It's just yeah. It was just very insane when just seeing that, and also we're switching it up to indoor soccer.
Yes,
I know that indoor soccer it's more intense.
it's
It's
faster paced too.
yeah, it's just and also I've actually seen you play indoor soccer and that the way that you guys play are just holy crap. I'm glad I'm outside and not over here
Why?
in the field. It's just you guys really kick the ball like twice as hard and it's really fast paced. You got to have really quick feet. You also have intelligence. And you know what? I actually give kudos to the goalkeepers because those guys
Yeah,
actually
they
have to
gotta
like
take those hits.
yeah.
Yeah.
And how is your experience in just like playing in indoor?
Well, my experience was pretty good because I actually there was a time where I was playing every day that you can play. I would play Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, which is co-ed, and it was pretty fun. It's competitive, but I would just say that after a while, it just you see the same people almost every day, just on different teams. So you already know what's gonna happen, but it's still you gotta go out there and compete
Exactly. Uh,
and have fun and have fun.
well, that's also true to have fun. I do remember that you guys. A funny story, guys. These guys, Et and another couple of friends, you guys rented the the storage over there. I don't know.
Modesto Indoor.
Yeah, you guys rented it, and you guys invited me to play. I just I was just very nervous when I got in the field.
Why? We were just playing for fun.
I know we were playing for fun, but I'm just like, oh fuck, man. Hopefully they don't kick it too
Nah.
hard. No, it's crazy because you guys kicked it so hard. I remember that my cousin Jose, he always got hit right there on the side of the thigh, and I thought, dude, is that a tattoo? And he's like, nah, it's just soccer mark.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys
Well,
are
he's a
just
defender. He blocks. He has to block those shots.
yeah, it's just crazy. And then you guys, yeah, you guys just take like body hits too. You guys
Yeah.
have to like
Well,
throw
you
your
gotta body up for a 50-50 ball and not get
exact.
punked.
Yeah, and the ball like that
You
weighs
know,
like
it's a man sport. Like I don't know why you say that. There's people that call it a sissy sport.
man. Fuck those people. They don't even know what a real man sport. They don't even know what a pussy is if it hit him in
This guy.
the face. But, no, but and I like how much the ball is very hard too. Like because of the air pressure. It's just very yeah. It's just it feels like you guys are getting hit by a very light cannonball. Yeah, it's just and it's crazy. Also that I've also seen that you guys played indoor soccer and you guys had like a very like I've seen one team that you guys also had like a very big rivalry with. But I'm trying to remember these guys. These guys just always they always beat you and you guys always got really mad. So I always seen that so many of you guys are very emotional in this sport.
Well, you play to win, and when you don't win, then it just hurts, and others show it in different ways than others.
I just seen that like even in professional soccer.
Yeah, well, like I said, like you work hard to get to where you want to be. To just lose it just sucks because you play to win, and you prepare to win, and you practice to win, and
It
it's.
kind of does suck when you're like working twice as hard and you're
But like how they say, soccer always gives you that second chance at it, that revenge, that.
that is true, yeah.
And those that know how to take advantage of that are, those. I gave it up to those guys, and sometimes it happens to you too. So
It does,
it just feels good.
it does feel good. I know that I told my brother, like I said, he wants to play soccer in high school. I told him be ready, dude,
Yeah.
because it's gonna be very emotional when you put so much hard work. And you don't make it. You're gonna cry, and there's no reason to be like sad because it
Well, with
sucks.
the right preparation, you can have a better chance at it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But is soccer there in the summer or in the winter?
Oh, he's gonna play in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna start playing in the fall, and hopefully you come out and see him, and hopefully I'll come out and see you too, and check
Yeah.
out
Well,
how the
yeah.
competition
Yeah.
is.
It'll be good.
Yeah. So we're gonna change the subject here. I remember, I remember several years back, you. I don't want to offend you, but you were kind of a little. You were a little bit husky on the husky side. Now, you actually look pretty. You look great. You actually look really great, and the you told me that the tricks were that you gave up GMO products.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the things that I did, but I also became a vegetarian, and even though some people want to label me as vegan or whatever, nah, I'm just a vegetarian because if I were a vegan, then I wouldn't eat pizza, and I like pizza, and like the vegetarian kind though.
See
And
that.
like if I ate cheese, like you can't be a vegan, but I'm not. I just want to clear that out. I'm a vegetarian. I eat vegetables. I don't eat no meat, no chicken, no fish, no seafood. All that is meat. Okay. So just I'm just living, trying to live clean and being clean, and I just taking care of my body.
See, like, check this out. I know that I went to culinary school, and I know that they always said that there's so many different types of vegans. You know, that's pescatarian, lactose, and all of that. I just know, and you say that you just don't eat any like products that has a face.
No. And also a tip out there, for those of you who don't know, if it has a commercial, it's not good for you. Okay,
Exactly.
like
Yes.
that advertisement just lures you into buying those good things. They look good, but they just want to reel you in and make their money. And
See that I think that really gets me too, because I know some of those products do have something pretty bad. I've seen so many videos on hot Cheetos where they just burn the hot Cheeto, and
yeah, and they're so good, but they're
yeah,
bad
they're
for
just
you. They're
really
they're
they're
bad.
just bad. And especially now they're starting to do like baked hot Cheetos.
Yeah,
I still think that those are still fucking terrible.
but and they're good too.
They're
But
good.
they're
See,
they're not good for you. But
it's
they're
crazy, but I just I can't do it. But I noticed that um for how long did you stopped eating GMO products or and not eating?
I actually have not been eating that, and it's been more than I want to say like probably 6 years, maybe going on seven. That I just no fast food, no GMO, and no processed foods. No candy, no whatever.
Damn, bro, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't like you or like kick it
Well,
with you.
nah, I mean, I don't enforce what I do to on anyone, and but if anybody asks me, I explain what I do. But that doesn't mean, that's just me. That doesn't mean that if you don't do what I do, I'm gonna judge you. No, like you
Yeah,
do what you gotta do, and I'll do what I gotta do.
I feel you, because I know that you told me a lot of the stuff. I remember that we had a friend, Jonathan. He just straight up said fuck GMO and
Yeah,
fuck
you will. Yeah.
everything. Yeah, he and that I've seen him at the flea market one time, and they did that. He looks way different.
Well, yeah, he's living his best life, like
Yeah,
vegetarian as well.
yeah, and it's actually pretty cool. See, like, um, I'm not like you, because I think me quitting GMO would actually help my life. But for me, I kind of I do I like
Well,
food, dude.
you don't need to be like me. You need to be like yourself, man. You need to
Yeah,
be yourself, and whatever you think is good for you. Like I said, do it. But you just sometimes you gotta have precautions on things. If you know certain information about certain things, and you choose to still do them or whatnot, then you're just being ignorant and not, like just what they're bad for you, but you still do them. Then like
see
it's
that.
about your morals and your priorities. So
That's what people need to hear. That like
but
you.
also like I said, like I want to clarify this out, and we don't do it because now it's a trend. We don't do it for it because it's a trend. We do it because we care about ourselves. We care about our body. We want to live longer. We want to live better. We want to just feel better overall, and that's why we do it. And because every living thing has a soul.
Yeah.
You have a soul. That dog has a soul. That cat has a soul. That bird has a soul. Everything has a soul.
Yeah.
A cow has a soul. Deer have a soul. Horses have a soul. You kill them. You eat them. Yes, you're eating meat. Yes, it's good. Yes. But in the end, you're eating a soul. You're eating something that died. You're eating something that before it was put on your plate suffered when it died. And I just don't feel like that's right. I don't feel like that's right. But for me, but that's just, it's just in way how you think about it and what you like to do and what you believe, and I just don't think that's right, and that's why one of the biggest reasons why I think meat is not for me.
I feel you, bro.
Even though I was a big meat eater, but
Yeah.
people can change. Anybody can change. It's never too late.
Yeah, that's true. You were a big meat eater. I remember when I was here going to college. Me and you and the other guys would always go to Buffalo Wings.
Yeah, those were
every
good nights. I
Wednesday.
mean, we still go, but now we get those cauliflower wings, and they're pretty good.
See, cauliflower
You know,
wings sound.
it's a
pretty fucking
substitute.
bomb,
It's
dude.
a substitute, but
See,
it's pretty
you
good.
do a lot of substitute with
Yeah.
just,
Well, nowadays there's a lot of places that sell vegetarian stuff, so it's easier. And back in the day, it was a little bit harder.
Yeah, it was very difficult just to try and find like. I remember that you guys introduced me like non-GMO
And
popcorn.
I'm gonna tell you. Now that we're talking about this, I'm gonna tell you a little story. One time when I went to a taco truck, right here on Crow's Landing, like right there by Coronas, but not those taco trucks by Coronas.
Here
The
in
ones like
Modesto.
more down. I went there and I asked I asked for a burrito, a vegetarian burrito without regular, no cream, no cheese, none of that. And this kid took my order, and then the mom sent him back, kind of scolding him, getting him in trouble to ask me what kind of meat I wanted, and then I just said I didn't want no meat. He went back to his mom, and the mom came herself and said, "You don't want no meat on it?" And I was like, "No." And then she was all surprised, but I told her, "Yeah, I don't want no meat in it." And they were kind of tripping out on me a little bit, but I just thought that was pretty funny. So it's just one of those stories that I have right there.
Yeah. that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's actually pretty funny.
But it's Crow's Landing, so sometimes you gotta, they do call it Little Mexico, so some people are not used to it. So you know.
Yeah, up here in Modesto, there's Little Mexico called Crow's Landing. So if you guys ever want some street tacos, come through.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Recommended, but
There's like several different types of trucks, man. Sometimes you don't even know which one's good. I know that.
Well, you just gotta try them all to know which ones is better than
Exactly.
others.
I've always for my entire life, I always thought Jessica's. It's right across the street.
Nah, they're not.
Yeah,
not all
they-
that.
Back then, I used to always get them.
Well, you know where they make a good vegetarian burrito, but in the mornings, not like in the after hours, like after 3 or 4, like they switch up the ladies, but in the mornings, La Michoacana, they get down right there.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
just for those who feel like trying something new and want to try some vegetarian, Crow's Landing Taco Truck, La Michoacana in front of Coronas.
I'm actually gonna Corona. Is that the
It's a black truck.
Oh, the black truck. All right.
Yeah, they also sell seafood there and different stuff. So.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember there was one taco truck right there in front of Pollo Feliz that sold chalupas. They were actually pretty bomb.
I don't know which one that is, but maybe it's still there because there's two.
Yeah, because no, they only come at night though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, during the weekends we would always get some. I remember our friend Tony would always say, "Hey man, they sell the best chalupas out there."
Oh yeah, I remember. That's right.
Yeah, and the only taco trucks that I will not go to, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna go to the ones that were in front of the Paraíso.
Oh yeah, nah, it's too dangerous right there, man. That
Yeah.
was back in the day. That was the kick spot, but it got too dangerous. You know, too dangerous.
I'm just gonna try and avoid all doing all that shit. But yeah, I just never want to go over there again. But right now
Never say never, man.
maybe one day we'll probably get another taco in that truck
I
again.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So all right. So you gave up GMO. You don't need meat. It's actually really good that you decided to do like a health choice like that, and now you found several substitutes on making some of our comfort food better.
Yeah,
You know.
because we're Mexican, you know, and we like that good food, and
Yeah.
you just gotta get creative and make your own
Exactly.
little dish.
Yeah. Sometimes do you ever make like your own home cooked meal like a homemade vegetarian burrito or
Yeah, yes, I do. Yeah.
nice dude. See, like
And when we do carne asada or carne asada,
yeah.
we buy veggie burgers, and we do the meat, and those burgers are so bomb, dude, that if you give a meat eater a veggie burger, I guarantee you he won't even know that it's a veggie burger if it's cooked well and prepared well.
See, that's actually pretty good too. You know,
Yeah,
veggie burgers are actually
there's a lot of substitutes, man, that even taste better, and you feel a lot better, and
oh yeah,
you still eat. You still eat.
yeah. See, that's actually really good.
Because a lot of people
Like
say,
tips.
"Oh, you're vegetarian. You don't eat meat. Then what do you eat? How do you do it?" And it's like, "Oh, calm down, calm down."
People say that shit to
like
you. Huh?
there's a lot of things that you can eat that are not meat that will still fill you up.
Yeah, it's just
You just have to know what to eat.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like I do. I always every single day I always eat an apple or an orange or.
Yeah, apples are good. Apples are good.
See, I also like to do like a green smoothie. You know,
Yeah.
any like
First thing
all
in the
the
morning?
vegetables, every like fruit that's green. I always make a smoothie out of it.
Well, I actually juice it every morning. I drink a celery juice, 16 ounces, and I started doing that in February, and I substituted it for coffee, and because I was a big coffee drinker, and
And does it really help
I
you?
did that, and now I don't drink coffee, and that really helps me.
See, it should like
But it has a lot of benefits for the body, not just
yeah.
like it. Overall, it helps your body function better, way better.
Yeah, see, like just drinking like a pretty good smoothie actually helps out sometimes with coffee. They say that coffee is actually pretty good for you, but the only thing is that the coffee has to be just black.
Well, I used to drink it like that, but I could say that I was kind of addicted, so I just stopped and
Yeah.
decided to try something new, and it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I would drink some coffee, but sometimes I kind of don't like the taste of the coffee, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I decided to just do the green smoothie. The green smoothie actually helps me out. I get up, I drink it, and I'm like ready for work. You know, sometimes it really helps out in like during my day to day basis, and it's actually really good.
Well, those are best on an empty stomach.
Yeah,
First thing in
see,
the morning.
and it's weird because sometimes I do get baked. And sometimes I do get fucked up. Like I smoke like a blunt or five.
Or okay, okay. I
And
see.
it's crazy because you're always craving the munchies. So
But
instead
you
of
gotta
fucking
control
chip,
those munchies and eat good things. If you have the munchies and you have fruit, you're
exactly.
good.
That's what I
You're
was about
good.
to say. Like
Yeah.
fruit and vegetables. Like I got carrot sticks in my refrigerator, and I got
Nice.
hummus.
Nice.
See, I dip the carrots in hummus, and it's the garlic hummus, so I know it's
You ever
gonna
put
taste.
hummus on a hamburger?
I did put hummus in a
Pretty
hamburger.
good, huh?
It's fucking
Yeah.
bomb, bruh.
Try it on a veggie burger.
I'm gonna try that
We
shit.
will be having those probably at the tailgate next weekend. If you go to that Earthquakes LA Galaxy game,
Exactly. That's what we're gonna do.
we'll
Next
be out
week.
there.
Yeah.
San Ho, let's go.
Let's
Yee.
go. We never say die.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Beat LA.
Oh yeah, beat LA, but respect for Zlatan still.
Oh yeah, he's Zlatan, bro. You gotta.
You gotta respect him. But yeah, I'm totally down to like just go in there and to the tailgate, see you, and try those delicious veggie burgers, bro.
Yeah, we'll be out there.
All right, we're gonna see. So next week, if you guys are out there at Stanford Stadium,
Yeah.
yeah, come and get some delicious. Well, Make your own delicious veggie burgers because we got our own right here. If you didn't put ends on
Yeah, yes, sir. Trust.
it. So, all right. So, last question I wanted to ask. So, we talked about your soccer career as a coach and as a soccer player, and we also had some health tips about you and your GMO and your how do you say fuck I forgot the word. Yeah. All right. So like yeah, we're just talking about health tips. But do you ever see like coaching as a career for you?
Yes, I do, and I have, and I've been working on it, and but to expand and be able to do coach at higher levels, you need the right preparation, and right now I've been working on that, and since I'm still young, I still have time, because you rarely see coaches that are under 30 doing it in the pros, but there's been some cases, I'm not gonna lie, they have some Germany coaches that are 29 that are, I think he's coaching Hoffenheim, if I'm correct, and you can do it, but just like I said, you just need the right preparation.
What's your finish line? Meaning like where are you going to say like this is I finally made it. I made it to this team. Is there like a specific team that you want to like coach in
Well,
like
my finish line will be when I retire coaching, but I do see myself maybe possibly first at a next step, after high school, maybe a college level, and then after that prepare right, and maybe MLS or something, or under the underage or something. Like, I know I'm gonna keep going because soccer's in my life and it's always been there. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, it's still right there by me. So
you see I believe that you will make it all the way to the top. See that finally that since we're here at the mountaintop, you're already at the top, meaning that you will make it all the way up there. You're gonna try and become as a professional soccer coach right there. You are as you told me that you take those kids, you teach them, you're a role model to them, you treat them as family. That's actually being a very good coach, and you discipline them too, making them work hard, making them become the best, and show like what potential they have, and that's actually really good. So you thinking that like you treating them like that, it's not, it's saying that you will make it all the way to the top. You will maybe one day FIFA will call your home and say, you know what, Eduardo, Mr. Torres, I want you to coach the under 21 international Mexico team or the international United States. Hell, you might even coach Canada.
maybe, maybe,
And it's actually
maybe they let
really
me in
cool.
there.
Yeah, see, it's actually really cool to know that you actually have a goal. You have a goal in life, and I do believe that you will make that. You will succeed to becoming that. That you will achieve that goal. Sorry, that
Yeah.
you will achieve that. A lot of people just don't ever accept their plan A. They always go to plan B. If plan B doesn't work, they go to plan C. If C doesn't work, etc., etc. See, people don't think the way you think.
Well,
Last week I had a friend that he's going to become the great rapper. He is going to be a very good rapper. And I told him, I believe in you. You just have to keep with your plan A. And that's what I'm telling you now, that you will keep to your plan A because I believe in you, and a lot of these people will believe in you, and your soccer players will believe in you, making it all the way to the top, knowing that you will go to MLS. You could coach over there in New York, over there in Miami, the newest team that they're going to
yeah,
come up.
Beckham's.
Exactly. I believe in you. I do trust that you will become like one of the greatest coach. Maybe you will also be part of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, maybe. Thank you. One day, one day.
See, like
Little
that.
by little, man. I'm taking it little by little.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. Patience. The
Yeah,
tortoise and the hare.
yeah.
The tortoise won the race because the hare was too cocky of himself.
Yes,
You're
sir.
not cocky enough. I mean, well, you're not cocky.
I'm like, what?
You're not cocky. See, you're a tortoise. You're taking your time because things take a while, and you're still young, and you still love what you're doing, and it's really cool to know that that you actually have a goal, that you have a dream to just maybe one day you might actually become a great coach, and Germany, one of the German teams, one of the English teams, one of the French teams, Italian teams will call you up. You might go to Europe and just coach them. And the biggest one thinking that, you know what, we want you in the international team.
Yeah, like I said, man, little by little, because international, that's when you're older, and
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that I do believe that one day you will make that. You will. I will probably see you on TV and says, you know what, I interviewed him.
all right, all right,
You
nice.
know, and it like you said, little by little, it's
Yeah,
awesome that you're coaching these kids. And,
yeah.
all right, so we're almost at the end of the show. So you want to say any motivational speech to our listeners?
Well, I just got one in mind, since what you're saying right now. That one day I could accomplish all that. Yeah, but um in general, I just want to say that if you have a dream and you have something you want to do, something special for yourself, in your life, if you have that goal, don't ever stop, no matter what happens to you. No matter if it takes 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, maybe even 20 years. Don't stop till you accomplish that dream or that goal that you have, because once you do and you're doing it and you're living it, you'll feel very good, very blessed, very compensated, because you did what you wanted to do. And that experience of doing what you want to do, and that feeling, like, it doesn't match up to anything else in the world, because it's just a good feeling of, like, adrenaline, happiness, and feeling good, because you actually did what you wanted to do and accomplish something. That's why it's good to set goals and have dreams, and every year or every month have a different goal, a different dream, and accomplish it, and never stop, and just keep going, and never give up till it's done and complete and you feel good.
That's
And
actually
never give up.
never give up, never say die.
Yes, sir.
Beat LA.
Beat LA.
Well, thank you, ET, for joining us here at the mountaintop. I really
Oh,
appreciate you taking the time of your day just to talk to us.
thank you for the invite, man.
No problem. I mean, hopefully you can come back again.
Yeah, no problem. Just let me know, and I'll look at my schedule, and we'll see when we can do this again. It was fun.
For sure, man. Well, good luck to your team. Well, when do you guys
Uh,
start your season?
we play tomorrow, actually, with Independiente, but Downey we don't start till December, so we got a long way still.
All right. So good luck tomorrow at your game. You go.
Thank
We
you. Thank
wish you
you.
guys the best. Hopefully you guys win.
Yes, thank you.
And like I said, just follow your dream, bro, and you'll get there.
Yes, I will. Thanks, and I am going to.
All right, everybody. I want to say thank you for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your day.
Beat LA.